All right, let's set it downstairs for the starting lineups.
Number 1, Jacob Ortega. Sophomore, number 2, Fernando Marquez. Senior number 3, David Edson. Senior number 12, Nick Norris. And junior number 21, Nick Beltran. And now, your starting lineup for your punch speed diggers. Senior number 4, Jury Gordon. Junior number 5, Tyler Marcus. Senior number 13, Alfonso Sasquero. Junior number 12, Keegan Lee. Junior number 3, Shane Wright.
There you go for the Beat Diggers. Jeremiah Donez, Tyler Barfus, Keegan Link, Alfonso Salcedo, and Shane Wright. And for the Mustangs, Jacob Ortega, Fernando Marquez, Caden Edson, the big man, Nick Norris, and junior guard, Nick Beltran. Beat Digger starting lineup tonight brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan. Mobile banking on the go makes banking easier for you when you're on the go. Equitable Savings and Loan opening tip is brought to you by Buildings by Design. It'll be Nick Norris for Fort Morgan, Alfonso Salcedo for Brush. And the tip is controlled by Keegan Link, and he traveled. Keegan Link travels right off the opening tip. We don't want that type of game, but again, getting the kinks out of the way. Nick Bell trying to throw it in the backcourt to Caden Edson. Edson with a basketball and a crossover dribble. Edson met by Shane Wright, hands it off to Beltran. Beltran between his legs picks up the dribble. Right side to Fernando Marquez. Pulls up 15-footer. It's nothing but glass, but the rebound to Nick Norris, and he banks and misses. And there's a foul in the backcourt. Oh, no, a travel. Check that. Shane Wright's traveled. To throw it in is Nick Beltran. On the outside left to Norris, straight away for Edson. Edson to Ortega, left corner. He'll take the three and miss it off to the left. And the rebound is into the hands of Alfonso Salcedo. A brush. Salcedo, middle of the lane, all the way. Kicks it back out. Left corner for Barfus. Left of the lane. Straight away pass is intercepted by Edson. Edson with nobody to beat. Lays it up and in off the glass. Coast to coast for Caden Edson. And the Mustangs score the first 2 points of the game. Wright over to Barfus. Long pass to Keegan Link on the outside right. Backs up for a three, and that's off the back of the rim. And Nick Norris grabs the rebound for Fort Morgan his second. Norris over to Beltran. It's a 2-on-3. Pulls up 15-footer. Is around and no good. And Salcedo grabs the rebound. Salcedo with a rebound for Brush. Salcedo middle of the lane. Floats it up and he missed it. And it's knocked out of bounds. It's off of Norris. And Brush retains possession. Well, a quick start here. 2-0. Link to throw it in. Bounce pass Salcedo against Ortega. Back out straight away. Here is Tyler Barfus with the basketball, and then he's fouled by Nick Beltran. And to throw it in will be Keegan Link. Link to the right of the basket. Link still looking, lobs it down low for Salcedo. Salcedo in the lane, hooks it up and around and good. Salcedo scores over Nick Norris and we're tied at 2. Ortega looking, lobbing towards Beltran. Beltran on the outside left. Beltran jump pass to Norris and he banks and scores. Beltran to Norris and it's 4-2 Fort Morgan. 6:19 to go in the opening quarter. Salcedo jump pass, backcourt to Donez. Cross-court pass in the front court to Barfus. He takes a parking lot three and misses off the back of the rim. And the ball is tipped around into the hands of Donez. Bounce pass to Link, defender in the air. And Ortega commits the foul. They're going to say that's 2 free throws. Even though he still did not put up the shot until after the contact. But Keegan Link to the line. Ortega with his first foul. So Keegan Link, the junior, to shoot 2 for Brush. The free throw by Link is up, and he hit it off the back of the rim. No good. Second free throw upcoming for Keegan Link. Mustangs with a 4-2 lead. A minute 55 into the game. He bends, he shoots, and he scores. 4-3. Backcourt pressure. Beltran with a basketball. Picked up by Link. Beltran crosses midcourt on the outside right between the legs. Into the lane all the way. Scoops it up. Missed it. Norris picks it up and he scores. Norris right there to get Beltran's miss at 6-3. Ball is tipped to the backcourt, taken by Marquez. He puts it up and he missed it. Marquez with a rebound, banks and scores. Fernando Marquez picks up the change. 8-3, Fort Morgan, and poked out of bounds by Caden Edson. And to throw it in will be Jeremiah Donez in the backcourt. Donez to Barfus. Barfus pressured, bounce pass to Donez. Donez now to Barfus, into the front court to Link. Link right of the lane, bounce pass inside, banking and missing is Shane Wright. Nick Norris grabs the rebound. Norris looking for the outlet, bounces it to Beltran on the high right, cross-court pass to Edson. Edson into the lane, now to Marquez, three in the air, is going to be good! Off the lip of the rim for Fernando Marquez. 30-second timeout called by Brush. The Mustangs lead 11-3. Fernando with 5. Yeah, he was due for a big game last night. He scored 6 points, but it wasn't a big win over Sydney, where everybody got into the game. And there's no doubt the Mustangs were looking forward to this matchup against Brush. And I have stressed this before, that Fort Morgan eclipsed 60 points only 3 times last year. They've done it in all 5 games this year, and they've already got 11 points, and we've only played 2 minutes and 46 seconds. So they're on a pace to put up a lot of points in this game. But these Beat Diggers have lots of talent here for head coach Heath Becker. And he's shown the head coach of the Mustangs. Fort Morgan will back off on the pressure. Here comes Keegan Link for the Beat Diggers on the outside left to Salcedo. Pulls up long 3, and he bricked it. Jacob Ortega comes away, then stolen by Link, and he's going to bank and score. Nice strip there by Keegan Link. The Mustangs commit the turnover. Reverse layup up and in. Caden Edson scores, and he's fouled by Link. Quickly on the other end, the Mustangs just running and running. So Edson to the stripe. Luke Seawald checks in. And now the free throw for Caden Edson. He's got 4 points in this game. And that's up, and he back rimmed it. And the ball is loose, and there's a foul. That could be Ortega with a second. Yeah, he's going to have to take a seat in favor of Sarinana. So Edson with 4, Norris with 4, Marquez with 5, 13-5 in favor of the Mustangs. On the outside left, Donez with the basketball all the way, scoops it down low, and then the shot is blocked out of bounds by Norris, taken over there by Cesar Hinojos. And the Beat Diggers retain possession. 4:42 to go in the opening quarter. Fort Morgan leads Brush 13-5. Bounce pass goes through almost everybody. Barfus has it into the lane all the way. Hinojos has the shot partially blocked. Beltran comes away with a rebound. Beltran, middle of the lane. Beltran all the way, lays it up and in! Nick Beltran! He went coast to coast. He gets the rebound in the bucket. It's 15-5. And now Link in the backcourt trapped over there. And now he'll feed it back over to Seawald. Seawald all the way. Has a shot blocked by Norris and taken away by Edson. Here is Beltran. Beltran into the lane. His floater's up and in! Nick Beltran scores again! It's now a 17-5 lead for the Mustangs. 4:04 to go in the opening quarter. Link, bounce pass over to Donez. Donez on the outside left between the legs, and he's fouled by Edson. So with 3:57 to go, Beltran is out and Fajardo is in. And to trigger it in is going to be Keegan Link. Mustangs lead by a dozen. Bounce pass to Hinojos. He gets Norris in the air and he banks and scores. Cesar Hinojos for Brush. The lead for Fort Morgan is down to 10. Sarinana dribbles by Keegan Link. Sarinana on the outside left. Left corner for Fajardo. He leans, he banks, and he scores! Nice drive up the left baseline for Braden Fajardo. Boy, the Mustangs fun to watch. 19-7. On the outside left, Donez fakes a three, dribbles, bounce pass down low, and Hinojos banks it in with the left hand. Nice basketball there by the Bee Diggers. 19-9, 3:18 to go in the opening quarter. Marquez the other way in between two, and he's fouled. He is fouled. Let's see if they're going to give him 2 free throws. Marquez took some contact there. Let's see if that's Keegan Link. If it is, that's his second. It is Link. Inbounds underneath. And Marquez to throw it in. Marquez looking, lobs it into Norris on the high right. Back out to Sarinana. Here's Braden Fajardo. Left corner, Marquez. Jump pass inside off of Edson, and it's intercepted by the Bee Diggers. The other way, here's Donez. Bounce pass inside, banking and scoring is Tyler Barfus. He was wide open. The Mustangs fell asleep on the back end. Inbounds pass taken by Edson. 19-11 Fort Morgan. Boy, this pace is frantic. Jump pass to Marquez. Here's Sarinana all the way. Banks, and he misses. Rebound Norris. Had the ball stripped. Taken away by Hinojos. Foul, Sarinana. Sarinana commits his first. I mean, one of these teams is going to score like 75, 80 points the way this is going. I mean, this is a frantic pace. And for Sarinana, again, his first foul. Bee Diggers to throw it in. Fort Morgan is led by as many as 12. They lead by 8. Bounce pass in the backcourt. Here is Tyler Barfus. Barfus all the way, banks, and he misses. And the ball is out of bounds. It's off Hinojos. Oh, Barfus had a layup that would have made it a 6-point game. Instead, the Mustangs have the basketball with 2:38 to go in the opening quarter. Sarinana along the baseline in the backcourt. Feeds it back out to Fajardo. Fajardo jump pass intercepted. That was taken away by Hinojos. Here is Donez on the outside right. Fakes a three. Guarded by Edson. Bounce pass is intercepted. Was that a kick, though? I think it was a kick by Fajardo. And Brush retains possession. Man, hold your breath in this game. What a pace to this one. 19-11. Inbounds pass in the left corner. Taken by Hunter Dunn. Back out to Donez. Penetrating left baseline. Backs up and looked like he traveled. Entry pass. It's poked away by Cardona. Foul. That could be against Brush. Yeah, that's got to be against Brush, no? Yep, Luke Seawald commits the foul for Brush. That's his first, team's fourth, that is. And Sarinana to trigger it in with 2:16 to go in the opening quarter. Brush Girls won tonight, 77-58 over Fort Morgan. Braden Fajardo crosses midcourt, stripped from behind, but it's off of the hand of Luke Seawald, out of bounds after Donez made the initial contact with the basketball. Mustangs retain possession just beyond midcourt. Marquez to throw it in there, out there with Fajardo, Cardona, Edson, and Sarinana, who has the basketball. David Sarinana feeds it up top to Edson. Left corner, Marquez fakes the three, penetrates left baseline, pulls up. Shot is blocked out of bounds by Barfus. Fort Morgan has possession. Marquez to throw it in from the corner. On the outside left of Fajardo, down low for Cardona, dribbles, kicks it back out, but it's intercepted beautifully there by Luke Seawald. 4 turnovers for the Mustangs. Still an 8-point Fort Morgan lead. Donez, left baseline for Dunn, penetrates, and he traveled. Turnover number 5 on the Bee Diggers. The Mustangs have 4. It's been stuck at 19-11 for about a minute and a half. Fajardo in the backcourt feeds Caden Edson, the senior, with the basketball. Edson, crossover dribble. On the outside left of Fajardo. Jump pass inside of Cardona. Dribbles, turns, hooks, misses. And the rebound to Cesar Hinojos of Brush. On the outlet to Donez. Donez against Edson. Crossover dribble behind his back. Lost control. Got it back. Donez right wing. Down low to Seawald. Inside Hinojos. Defender in the air, and he's fouled. Cardona commits a foul for Fort Morgan. And to the line will be Cesar Hinojos, who's got 4 points in this game. So Hinojos to shoot 2. Beltran getting ready to come back in with a minute 19 to go. And the free throw by Hinojos. It's the bottom of the backboard. Beltran replaces Fernando Marquez. Marquez, the leading scorer for Fort Morgan with 5. Second free throw is back rimmed and tipped around, and it's taken by Brush. That's a heck of a rebound there by Luke Seawald. B-Diggers reset. Barfus back out to Jeremiah Donez. Crossover dribble, nearly stripped away. Kicks it back out to Seawald. Seawald over to Barfus, and he hooks it up and around and good along the baseline for Tyler Barfus. He's got 4. Baseball pass is going to be taken by Sarinana. Kicks it back out to Cardona. Inside, he threw it away, intended for Fajardo, out of bounds. 5 turnovers for each team. And Edson is now out. And Briggs Wheatley is into the game. Well, the Mustangs led by 12, but it's down to 6. And they have not scored in a while. Barfus at the top of the three-point circle against Beltran. Dribbles right of the lane. Right corner for Dunn. Back out. Donez, long 3. Yes. Jeremiah Donez hits a long triple. It's down to a 3-point lead. 35 seconds to go in the first. Beltran on the high right, and his pass is tipped away, and it's intercepted by Salcedo. Mustangs getting sloppy. Salcedo banks and misses, and the rebound is pulled away by Cardona. Fort Morgan's got to take care of the basketball here. Here is Briggs Wheatley in the backcourt. Jump pass to Cardona on the left wing. To Sarinana, cross court to Beltran. Beltran dribbles into the lane all the way, scoops it up, and in off the glass. Beltran makes a nice move to the bucket. He leads the Mustangs with 6 points, 21-16. Donez with the basketball at the free throw line, stripped away, loose on the floor, and that's the end of the quarter. With the score, Fort Morgan 21, Brush 16. You are listening to Mustang and B-Digger basketball on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's head to the second quarter. I'm John Beltran. Fort Morgan leads Brush 21-16. Nick Beltran leading Fort Morgan with 6 points, Marquez with 5, and the B-Diggers have 4 from Tyler Barfus and Cesar Hinojos. Beltran with a basketball to begin the second. Kicks it near the top to Edson. Edson to Marquez in the left corner. Marquez straight away. Here's Ortega. He takes the 3, and it's in and out. And the rebound to Alfonso Salcedo of Brush. On the outlet to Donez. On the outside right with the basketball, Barfus penetrates right baseline. He's trapped over there by Beltran. Kicks it cross court to Keegan Link, who had 2 fouls in the opening quarter. Check that. That is done. Here with the basketball, Salcedo. Salcedo on the high left. Salcedo into the paint. Over to Barfus. Barfus all the way off the glass and in with the left hand. Tyler Barfus now has 6. And the other way, the long pass is going to be out of bounds, thrown away. I think Beltran tried to feed Edson. 7 turnovers for Fort Morgan. It was never touched. Yeah, you want to run, but you don't want to get careless. You don't want to get careless. Barfus to throw it in. Brush could tie it with a 3. Bounce pass inside Donez. He spins, he hooks, and he misses. Beltran comes away with a basketball. There's the pass over to Marquez. He lays it up and too strong. And it's rebounded over there by Salcedo. Long pass to Donez. Donez all the way, banks, and he misses. Rebound, put back is up, and that's missed by Shane Wright. Here's Beltran. Norris with a rebound. Beltran, left corner, Ortega. Back out to Beltran. Beltran with the basketball all the way, lays it up and in! Nick Beltran now with 8. Man, what a wild set of events there. Beltran leading all scorers. And a long 3 is up, and that's missed over there by Barfus. And the rebound, Marquez stripped by Wright. Wright leans, banks, and scores. Nice play by Shane Wright. 23-20 Fort Morgan. 6:23 to go in the second. Ortega with the basketball, hands it off to Beltran. Beltran at the top, left corner Marquez. He'll take the 3, and that's no good. And Salcedo grabs the rebound for Brush. And there's Barfus all the way, lays it up and in. 23-22, the Mustangs falling asleep on the back end. Timeout. Fort Morgan, a 12-point lead is down to 1. Fort Morgan leading Brush 23-22. Well, they've got enough offense, but the defense has got to catch up, and nice resiliency by the B-Diggers. They were down 17-5, but since then, it's a 17-6 run here by Brush. Barfus has 8 for Brush, and Beltran has 8 for Fort Morgan. Bee Diggers being outscored in the quarter 6-2. Check that, the Mustangs being outscored. It'll be Marquez, Norris, Ortega, Edson, and Beltran for Fort Morgan. Luke Seawald, Shane Wrights, Jeremiah Donez, Tyler Barfus, and Alfonso Salcedo for Brush. Edson to throw it in backcourt to Marquez. Now to Ortega. Ortega will set up at the controls here for Fort Morgan. Ortega on the right wing, hands it off to Edson. Back out to Beltran, calling out the play. Beltran gets a pick from Norris. Beltran, crossover dribble, straight away to Marquez. Left corner, Ortega three, might have been partially blocked, and it's missed. Salcedo grabs the rebound, his fifth. There's the outlet to Donez. Brush can take the lead here after trailing by 12. Crossover dribble on Edson, and Edson commits the foul. That'll be the team's seventh. 1-and-1 situation. Edson with his second. Jeremiah Donez to the line. He killed Fort Morgan last year with 3-pointers. And Sadinana is into the game for Edson. Yeah, Brush on a 3-game losing streak, but they're coming to play here. And the free throw is up and in, and the game is tied. Game is tied at 23. Second free throw for Jeremiah Donez is up, and that's back-rimmed. Ortega goes high for the rebound for Fort Morgan. Ortega with a left-handed dribble, 5.5 to go in the second. Hands it off to Beltran. Beltran down low for Norris, off his hands, and saved in by Brush. Mustangs commit their 8th turnover. Here's Salcedo. Salcedo all the way, scoops up a wild shot, misses. Norris comes away with the basketball, his 5th rebound. Outlet to Ortega. Ortega all the way, scoops it up and a foul as he misses. Jacob to the line to shoot 2. Fouled by Jeremiah Donez, I believe. Nope, they're going to call that instead. I thought it was Donez, but I think he put up another number. Let's see. Yeah, it is Donez. Yeah, he put up the wrong number. First foul. Jacob Ortega yet to score. He steps to the stripe. Mustangs have been outscored in the quarter 7-2. Free throw is up and off to the right. No good. Second free throw upcoming. Here for Jacob Ortega to give Fort Morgan the lead. And he back-rimmed it, no good. Luke Seawald has the rebound. Long pass to Donez, deadlocked at 23. 5 minutes to go in the second. Barfus against Beltran, penetrates right baseline, hooks it up, no good. The ball is loose and it's taken by Ortega, it's just rolling around. Nobody is picking it up. Here's Sadinana into the lane, back out Marquez, straight away three, is off to the right. Salcedo grabs the rebound for Brush. The Mustangs have gone cold in the second. Here on the outside right is Seawald, three-pointer, good, he banked it in! He banked it in! Brush leads by 3, 26-23, 4.5 to go in the second. Sadinana for Fort Morgan. Sadinana picks up the dribble, feeds it high right to Marquez. Marquez and Beltran between his legs. Beltran, 15-footer, is around and no good. And the rebound is controlled by Tyler Barfus of Brush. Barfus to right, bounce pass inside. It went by Luke Seawald, out of bounds. Turnover for Brush. That's only their 6th. Beltran to throw it in. In the backcourt to Norris. Feeds it back out to Beltran. Beltran then kicks it off of Keegan Link out of bounds, or check that. That's Seawald out of bounds. Retaining possession is Fort Morgan. Yeah, this quarter has belonged big time here to the Brush Bee Diggers. Beltran crosses midcourt. Beltran into the lane. Beltran double dribbled. Yeah, he's getting out of control. That was totally out of control for Nick Beltran. 9 turnovers for Fort Morgan. They're going to take him out of the game. That was not a good move. That was just 1-on-5 basketball there. Fajardo is in. Beltran does have 8 points, as does Barfus of Brush. Those are the leading scorers in the game. 26-23 Brush. Here is Donez at the top, left of the free throw line, nearly stripped, picked up the basketball, swings it cross court for Seawald. Seawald bounce pass inside, Salcedo against Norris, has to kick it back out. The Shane Wright's three is good. And now the lead is 6 for Brush. 29-23, 3:33 to go in the second. Ortega at the top of the three-point circle, tried to hand it off, and then had his strip from behind. Wright's the other way, Wright's lays it up and in, and a foul by Ortega. And Brush leads by 9, and the Mustangs have fallen apart. Wow. What a turnaround in this game. Timeout, Fort Morgan. 3:24 to go, second quarter. Brush 31, Fort Morgan 23 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Well, this has been two different types of basketball games. Fort Morgan led 17-5, and now Brush has completely dominated the game. They have gone on a 26-5 run and lead by 8. 31-23, Shane Wright was just fouled by Ortega and then makes the free throw. Shane Wright has 8 points all in the quarter. It's a 9-point lead. Here's Fajardo into the front court. Fajardo behind the three-point line, into the lane, all the way, leans, scoops, and he misses. And the rebound to Alfonso Salcedo. Fort Morgan cannot buy a bucket in this quarter. They've scored just twice, and we have 3:08 to go in the quarter. Barfus all the way, has the shot partially blocked by Norris, and picked up by Sarinana. Sarinana, jump pass inside to Norris, dribbles, turns, hooks, and he's fouled as he misses. Norris to the line. Salcedo commits the foul. That's his first. But Fort Morgan needs points desperately. The only points scored in this quarter were by Nick Beltran on a layup. And that was about 4 minutes ago. Norris's free throw is up, and that's in. Well, that stops a 9-0 run, but the Mustangs trail by 8, 32-24. And the Brush girls already won tonight, 77-58. This is the 5th Patriot League team that Fort Morgan's playing this year. Shoots, and he scores again. Nick Norris makes the second free throw. Fort Morgan trails 32-25. 2:55 to go before the break. On the outside right, with the basketball is Wrights. Wrights back out to Hinojo, straight away to Donez. Donez between his legs, nearly stripped over there, but now maintains the dribble. Donez with a left-handed dribble, left of the lane, all the way, leans, and then he's fouled as he misses. Jackson Langford commits the foul for Fort Morgan. And Jeremiah Donez to shoot the free throws. Free throws up and in. This has been a 16-4 quarter for Brush. Second free throw, book it for Jeremiah Donez. He's got 6 in the game. The lead is 9. 34-25. Braden Fajardo with a basketball. Hands it off to, let's see, who did he get it to Marquez. Then we have a tie-up on the entry pass. Norris tied up by Barfus, possession arrow Brush. And Keegan Link getting ready to check back in. Boy, Coach Schoen is not going to be happy at halftime, especially since this team got off to such a great start. But they have faded here in the second quarter. 2:25 to go. And Brush leads Fort Morgan 34-25. Entry pass knocked out of bounds by Norris, intended for Hinojos. Keegan Link to throw it in. Link looking, bounce pass toward Donez. Donez dribbles by a defender. Donez spins in the lane. Jump pass to Barfus, left baseline. Barfus cut off by Marquez, and then he throws it in the backcourt. Sarinana's got it. Sarinana lays it up and in! And a foul! Sarinana to the line. That's a big bucket for the Mustangs. Foul is committed by Keegan Link. That's his third. Sarinana can make this a 6-point game. All of a sudden, Fort Morgan is starting to come along. Sarinana's free throw is up, and he back rimmed it. And Hinojos had the ball go off his hand out of bounds. And Coach Becker didn't like a non-call. He thought that Norris went over the back. And to throw it in will be Fernando Marquez. Marquez lobs it over to Fajardo. Fajardo dribbles to his right, hands it off to Marquez. Marquez back out to Langford. Langford on the right wing to Sarinana, down low for Norris, turns, hooks, and scores with a left hand. Nick Norris now has 8 in the game. Matching Nick Beltran's total. It's down to a 5-point lead for Brush. 34-29, a minute 47 to go. Hinojos committed the foul, not Link, by the way. Here is Shane Wright fouled. That'll be 2 free throws, and committing the foul was Fajardo. So Shane Wright's to shoot 2. 10-team foul. So Fort Morgan crawling their way back into this one. The Wright free throw is in. Shane Wright has 10 all in the quarter. Well, if he makes this one, it'll be 10 all in the quarter. He's got 9 right now. Second free throw is coming up for the junior. He bends, he shoots, and he connects. Brush 36, Fort Morgan 29. Langford throws it in the backcourt off of Sarinana, out of bounds. Fort Morgan commits their 10 turnover. The Bee Diggers have 6 in the game. Well, just like that, Brush can extend to a 9 or 10-point lead. Link to throw it in, over to Barfus on the right baseline. Barfus down low for Hinojos. He's double teamed. That's a shot blocked by Norris and taken away by Fajardo. Fajardo with the basketball at the free throw line. Fajardo left wing, Sarinana. Now to Langford. Fakes the 3, kicks it back out to Fajardo between his legs. Right side to Marquez. Marquez leans, banks, and he misses. Rebound, Marquez, and he goes up and in! Fernando scores! Off his rebound, 36-31 Brush. A minute 13 to go before halftime. Keegan Link at the top of the three-point circle against Langford, spinning on Langford, leaning on Langford. Going to have to bounce it back out. It's tipped away, and it's in the backcourt, picked up by Barfus of Brush. Barfus crossed the timeline, and his pass towards Link is out of bounds. The Bee Diggers turn it over. Tried to feed it to Link on the right baseline. Under a minute to go. Langford backcourt to Norris. Norris jump pass. Here's Marquez ahead of the field, lays it up, and partially blocked. Marquez wanted a foul, no whistle. Here's Donez the other way. Donez left corner for Wright. Now Barfus, 3 in the air, good. Barfus makes the 3. It's an 8-point lead again for Brush. 39-31. Fajardo on the outside left. Fajardo into the paint, jump pass to Norris. Norris banks and scores, but he traveled prior to that. No basket. Turnover number 11, and the Bee Diggers can build on this 8-point lead right now. 29 seconds to go. Barfus over to Hinojos. Hinojos down the lane to Link. Link puts it up and in off the glass. Keegan Link. It's a 10-point lead. 41-31. And then Marquez was tied up in the backcourt by Link. Possession arrow, Fort Morgan. 14 seconds to go. Mustangs got to play in control. They've given up 25 points in the quarter and have scored only 10. Lob in the backcourt to Sarinana. Sarinana with 10, with 9, crossing midcourt with 8. Crossover dribble with 7, with 6. Lost the basketball. Picked up by Hinojos. Feeds it over to Donez with 2. Puts up a long 3. No good. Well, what a quarter by the Bee Diggers. Trailing by 5 after 1. They now lead Fort Morgan by 10 at halftime. It is Brush 41, Fort Morgan 31. A 3-minute break on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. And this is Morgan County's B106 KPRB Brush Fort Morgan. I'm John Beltran at halftime of the boys game after the Brush girls won tonight 77-58. Halftime show brought to you by B&B Appliance. They can help you with all of your appliance needs. Stop in and see what they can do for you on Ensign Street in Fort Morgan. B&B Appliance. Fort Morgan Mustangs led the Brush Bee Diggers 21-16 after 1, but then a 25-10 second quarter for Brush has turned this game around. They've got 11 points from Tyler Barfus, 10 from Shane Wrights. Jeremiah Donez with 6, 5 from Keegan Link. Cesar Hinojos with 4. Luke Seawald has 3, and Alfonso Salcedo has 2. For the Mustangs, 8 points apiece from Nick Norris and Nick Beltran. Fernando Marquez with 7. Caden Edson has 4, and 2 apiece from David Sarinana and Braden Fajardo. Rebounding total is tough to keep track of the rebounds with as frantic as his pace has gotten, but Mustangs have 10, 5 from Norris, and the Beat Diggers have 12, 7 from Salcedo. At the free throw line, Fort Morgan is only 2 out of 6, so that certainly hasn't helped. And Brush is 7 out of 11 from the line. 12 turnovers for Fort Morgan, only 6 for Brush. So better free throw shooting by the Beat Diggers, more free throw shooting, fewer turnovers. They've grabbed a couple more rebounds, and they're just outplaying the Mustangs, thanks in part to that 25-10 second quarter. And this is the final game for both teams until the month of January. Mustangs won't be back in action until January 4th against Erie, but the Beat Diggers don't play until January 14th at their new gym when they face the University Bulldogs. That'll be a girls' game. The next boys' game in Brush will be on Friday, January 17th, and again, we'll have the Brush Patriot League games, specifically the away games for the most part, on 1010 KSIR as well as KSIR.com. But tonight, we're on B106 and B106.com as well as the Eastern Plains Sports Network, where the Fort Morgan Mustangs on the boys' side trail the Brush Beat Diggers 41-31. And the one thing that Brush did a lot better of than Fort Morgan, besides some of the aforementioned stuff, was they played under control. Mustangs got a little bit out of control there in the second quarter, quite a bit. They went about 4 minutes without a bucket after Nick Beltran hit an early layup in the second quarter, and Brush was able to take advantage. And they've got the outside game going as well. The Mustangs have a 3 in the first quarter from Fernando Marquez, but Brush has a three-pointer from 4 different players: Wrights, Seawald, Barfus, and Jeremiah Donez. And they're proving it on their home court with this 10-point lead at 41-31. All right, let's take a 3-minute break, and we'll come back with the second half. The Beat Diggers lead 41-31 over the Fort Morgan Mustangs here in Brush on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's begin the second half where the Fort Morgan Mustangs and Brush Beat Diggers are battling in Brush. And the Beat Diggers lead the game 41-31. 2 players in double figures already. Let's set the lineup for both teams. For Brush, Keegan Link, Jeremiah Donez, who's the point guard, Tyler Barfus, Alfonso Salcedo, and Shane Wrights. For the Mustangs, Jacob Ortega, Caden Edson, Fernando Marquez, Nick Beltran, and Nick Norris. Brush basketball to begin the third. Keegan Link on the outside left to Barfus, feeds it left side to Donez. Donez against Edson, crossover dribble into the lane. He hooks it up and in. Donez to the rack and scores. Beat Diggers lead by 12. Marquez quickly the other way behind his back. Backs up for a 3, and that's way short. Ortega chases the rebound down in the corner. Edson down low for Norris, and then Norris is fouled. Norris is fouled by Donez, his second. Yeah, Fort Morgan's just shooting cold tonight. Beltran lobs it into Norris. Norris bounce pass to Ortega. It's intercepted. Here is Keegan Lincoln. He's fouled by, I believe that was Beltran with his second foul at midcourt. 13 turnover. And to throw it in will be Keegan Link. And Seawald is in for Donez. Beat Diggers have control of this game right now. They've lost 3 straight and are 2-4, but they're dominating Fort Morgan. Salcedo has a shot blocked. by Norris. Beltran feeds it back over to Marquez. Marquez lays it up, and an offensive foul. Oh, that's an awful call. Oh, that is an awful call. There was plenty of movement there. Andy Schoen is going crazy. Yeah, that's a terrible call. That is an awful call. Yeah, Schoen just popped up, and I don't blame him. The Fort Morgan coaches are irate. Yeah, anyway, the Bee Diggers now turn it over because of that. And there's a turnover, or check that, Fort Morgan. Now the Bee Diggers turn it over. Ortega to Beltran, scoops it up and in on the left baseline. Nick Beltran now with 10 off the turnover. 43-33. Here's a long pass over to Luke Seawald in the right corner. Back out to Wrights. Wrights all the way. Wild hook misses. Nick Norris grabs the rebound. Over to Ortega. Long pass to Marquez. Marquez jump pass inside to Edson. Banks, and he misses, but a foul. Well, the truth of the matter is that these officials have done a tremendous job. They've done a great job. You're not going to get every call right. Caden Edson to the line. Yeah, this is, for as crazy a pace as this has been, they've done a tremendous job here. Free throw coming up for Edson. That's in the air, and that's good. Caden Edson scores. Edson now with 5 in the game. 43-34. Hunter Dunn replaces Shane Wrights. Nope, he's in there for Keegan Link instead. Wrights stays on the floor. Second free throw here for Caden Edson. Edson bends, shoots, and connects. Edson now with 6. 43-35, nearly a steal in the backcourt. Jump pass is taken over there by Seawald at midcourt to Dunn on the outside right. Now holding the basketball, Seawald. On the high right to right, straight away to Barfus. Barfus against Edson, between his legs, into the lane. Jump pass, right corner, is taken over there by Shane Wrights. Kicks it back out to Salcedo. Now Barfus, right wing 3, is front rim, no. Nick Beltran grabs a rebound for Fort Morgan, his second. Beltran coming out of the pack on the outside right, pulling up, little 10-footer is in and out. Salcedo with a rebound. Salcedo with his 8th. Salcedo into Wrights, left baseline to Seawald, back out to Barfus. Barfus penetrates, puts up a wild hook and scores! Nice move by Barfus. He's got 13. Beltran the other way, 45-35. Lob down low for Norris. Norris turns, leans, kicks it back out to Beltran. He'll take a 3. In and out. He's missed another one that was right around the rim. Rush grabs a rebound. It's taken away here by Shane Wrights. Here is Barfus between his legs. Back out to Salcedo. Salcedo kicks it over to Hunter Dunn. And there's a steal by Ortega. Ortega with 1 to beat, puts it up, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line. Luke Seawald commits the foul off the brush turnover. That's his second, and Ortega to the stripe. Ortega has not scored tonight. And his free throw's up and in. Now he's on the board. Donez is in for Luke Seawald. Fort Morgan trails 45-36. 5:38 to go in the third. Second free throw in the air, and he left it short. Alfonso Salcedo has his 9th rebound for Brush, and they've got a 9-point lead. Into the front court is Wright, feeds it high left for Barfus against Marquez. Barfus kicks it back out over to Donez against Caden Edson. Crossover dribble into the paint. Jump pass, right corner. Wright's 3 in the air is an air ball, and that means Barfus is able to chase it down for Brush. Barfus, jump pass, Donez, straight away 3. Back rimmed it, no. And the ball is chased down by Barfus of Brush again. Here's Barfus banking and missing. The putback is up and in by Salcedo. And the Bee Diggers extend the lead to 11. It's 47-36. Timeout, Fort Morgan. Was time called? What happened there? No, maybe no timeout. Braxton Shelton checks in for Brush. Not sure what the call was there. They just stopped play. Mustangs retain possession. And here is Nick Beltran with the basketball. Beltran on the high right. Beltran hands it off to Marquez. Marquez into the paint. He leans, has the shot blocked out of there. Marquez picks it up, defender in the air, and he's fouled. And Marquez to the line to shoot two. Boy, lots of contact there. And are you kidding? They call that offensive? Let's see what happened there. Okay. Boy, there's some jawing out there. No, it's a defensive foul, but Marquez looks like he's going to the line for 2 free throws and the ball. They call it a flagrant. The foul is on Barfus, his first. But it looks like it's going to be 2 free throws in the ball. Well, Salcedo with a tech. Okay, that's what it is. So it'll be 2 normal free throws. First, it's the 2 free throws by Marquez. He makes the first. Then you get the technical. Well, this could change it around for Fort Morgan, but they still trail. Second free throw for Fernando is up, and that's good. It's now 47. Let's see, they haven't put the points on the board. I might have to do the math myself here. 2, 4. Marquez just hit the free throws. He's got 9, and he nails all 3. The 2 personals and the technical. It's 2 technicals at this rate. Fort Morgan should have 39 points up there. They don't have all the points. And he missed the second one. I think they're off here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They should have 39 points up there. They missed one. Oh, boy. Somebody's got to keep track on the side there. Should be, there you go, 47-39. The inbounds to Beltran against Shelton. Hands it off to Marquez. Cross court to Norris. Norris on the outside left to Ortega. Gets a pick. Lobs it down low for Norris. Norris dribbles, banks, and scores. Nick Norris off the glass. And the Mustangs are down by 6 in the backcourt. Donez, long pass is taken. Now on the outside left to Shelton. Inside to Hinojosa. Nearly walked. He put it up and he missed it. Nick Norris grabs the rebound for Fort Morgan. On the outlet to Beltran. Here is Beltran. Beltran at the top. Left-handed dribble. Hands it off to Marquez. He leans. He hooks it up. And in off the glass. Fernando Marquez now has 12 in the game. Timeout, Brush. The Bee Diggers are down to only a 4-point lead with 4:07 to go in the third. Timeout brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, Greg Mullen and his team are there to make the insurance world easy for you. 842-4555. Yeah, it looked like Brush was going to pull away from Fort Morgan, but the Mustangs have come back here, and it was all fueled by a technical foul. Marquez all of a sudden hit 3 free throws, then just made a bucket, so he's on a personal 5-0 run. But it started even before that when Nick Norris scored, so the Mustangs on a 7-0 run. They were down by 11 moments ago. It's now down to a 4-point game. Brush has scored just 6 points in the first 3 minutes and 53 seconds of the quarter. Mustangs outscoring them 12-6. Let's reset the lineup here in Brush. Beltran, Ortega, Norris, Edson, and Marquez. Fort Morgan has 3 players in double figures now, with Marquez having 12 points, Norris 10, Beltran 10. Shane Wrights has 10, and Barfus has 13 for Brush. Ling throws it into Barfus. Barfus along the left baseline, gets it back out to Wrights, and then he threw it away. It's intercepted by Marquez. Marquez with 1 to beat all the way, lays it up and in! Fernando Marquez going on a run of his own, taking advantage of the turnover. It's a 2-point game, 47-45 in favor of Brush. Donez straight away with a basketball against Edson. Bounce pass inside, kicked by Beltran. Out of bounds. Bee Diggers to throw it in. Keegan Link looking for a cutter. Bounces it inside and banking and scoring and a foul. Hinojosa to the line. Beautiful cut by Hinojosa. And I think he was fouled by Ortega. They're going to say Norris instead. Great cut to the basket. Ortega is out. And Braden Fajardo is in. Well, that's a big bucket by Brush. They saw their lead almost completely vanish. Brush 49, Fort Morgan 45. Free throw, Hinojos, yes. Hinojos now with 7. Sarinana in for Beltran. Here is Braden Fajardo with 3:37 to go in the third. Fajardo lob down low, poked out of bounds by Hinojos, and the Mustangs retain possession. Here's the lob on the outside left to Sarinana. Straight away to Edson. Edson dribbles to his left wing to Fajardo. Fajardo all the way, hooks it up and in! Oh, a nice little right-handed floater by Braden Fajardo. It's down to a 3-point game, 50-47 Brush, 3:17 to go. Outside left, Barfus 3, bucket! Tyler Barfus for Brush scores. He's got 16, the lead is 6. Edson lobs down low for Norris. He banks and scores for Fort Morgan. Up and down action here in Brush. Norris with 12. 53-49 in favor of the Bee-Diggers. Under 3 to go in the third. Bounce pass outside left for Hinojos. Dribbles to his right. Back out Donez. Parking lot 3. He made it again! Donez hits it from the parking lot. It's a 7-point lead. Sarinana nearly lost control. Back out to Fajardo all the way. Left-handed hook is around and no good but a foul. Oh, an offensive foul. Offensive foul on Fajardo. That's going the other way. All of a sudden, the Bee-Diggers have hit some big shots here. Fajardo with his second personal. The 2-point lead for Brush is up to 7 now with 2:42 remaining third quarter. Well, they've hit some clutch shots here. Donez, backcourt pass to Link. Left-handed dribble, crossing the timeline. Link at the free throw line. Bounce pass Hinojos. Back out to Barfus. Barfus steps in. His runners around and off to the left. And the rebound to Barfus. He went over the back and a foul. Barfus commits the foul for Brush. And that'll be his second foul. Team's 6th. That's a point to certainly address here because the Mustangs could shoot lots of free throws here. Sarinana for Fort Morgan, dribbles by 2. Sarinana all the way, lays it up and in! Sarinana was unimpeded to the hoop, and he scores. Sarinana with 4. Brush 56, Fort Morgan 51. 2:12 to go from Brush in the third. Here's Barfus on the left wing, hands it off to Seawald, down low for Link. He dribbles, he leans, he shoots, and he misses, but he's fouled. That's a foul on Sarinana, his second. Link to the line. So Keegan Link to shoot 2. Free throw for Link. Back rim. No good. Still a 5-point game. This was a 10-point lead for Brush at the break. Mustangs cut it to 2. Second free throw for the junior. Keegan Link is up, and that's in. 57-51. David Sarinana with a crossover dribble. On the outside right to Marquez. Near the top to Fajardo. Fajardo to Marquez straight away. Marquez hands it off to Edson. Straight away to Fajardo. Long 3. Good! Braden Fajardo scores on the 3. And the lead is cut in half. He's got 7 in the game. Brush 57, Fort Morgan 54. Minute 36 to go in the third. Link backs up. Dribbles against Sarinana. Feeds it right base onto Hinojos. Now to Barfus. Barfus all the way. Wild scoop is missed. And it's out of bounds. It's off of Brush. Fort Morgan basketball. Mustangs can tie it with a 3. What a game here we've got going. Feed in the backcourt to Sarinana. Sarinana against Seawald. Sarinana dribbles along the right baseline. Right corner for Fajardo. Back to Sarinana. Cross-court pass taken by Edson. Now here's Marquez all the way. Lays it up and in! He drove along the left baseline, and Fernando has been red hot in the quarter. 9 in the quarter, 16 in the game. Brush 57, Fort Morgan 56. 1 minute to go in the third. Between the legs is Barfus. Barfus looking for a teammate. Hands it off to Donez. Ball tipped into the backcourt. No violation. Donez, long 3 is up, and that's around and no good. And it looked like Hinojos knocked it out of bounds. He did. Mustang basketball. They can take the lead on this possession. 51 seconds remaining in the third. In the backcourt to Sarinana. Sarinana against Seawald. Lost control, gets the ball back. Sarinana fouled by Seawald. That'll be the 17th foul. Seawald commits his third. Let's see if David can hit a free throw here. He missed his only attempt earlier. Adam Cardona will check in for Nick Norris. That's a good substitution to give Norris a break with 45 seconds to go in the third. Sarinana can tie the game. It's the front end of a 1-and-1. 17 foul against Brush. David Sarinana bends, shoots, and he misses to the left. And the ball is rebounded by Brush. Coming away with the basketball here is Keegan Link. Seawald grabbed that rebound. Link into the lane. Link kicks it back out to Barfus against Marquez. Now feeds it out to Seawald. Bumped by Fajardo. No whistle. Cross-court pass intercepted by Cardona. Brush commits their 10 turnover. 22 seconds to go in the third. Fajardo left wing. Wide open. Edson three. Air ball. Cardona banks and scores. Cardona picks it up for Fort Morgan. And the Mustangs now have the lead. 58-57, 7 seconds to go in the third. Keegan Link on the high right with 5, with 4. He lost control. He gets it back with 2. Puts up a desperation 3, short. And we head to the fourth quarter in 1 minute with the score. Fort Morgan 58, Brush 57 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. An ebb and flow of emotions here in Brush. Brush led 41-31 at the break. Now it's 58-57 Fort Morgan after 3. They outscored Brush 27-16 in the third quarter. Ortega, Marquez, Sarinana, Beltran, and Cardona to open the fourth for Fort Morgan. Mustang basketball. Sarinana bounce pass front court to Ortega. Ortega kicks it back out to Sarinana. It's Hinojos, Link, Seawald, Donez, and Barfus for Brush. On the outside right, Ortega with the basketball. At the top for Cardona. Kicks it back out to Ortega. Left corner, Beltran. Fakes the 3. Penetrates left baseline. Down low for Cardona. Scoops it up off the glass. Too strong. And Cardona, I think, committed the foul. And he did. 16th foul against Fort Morgan. Nick Norris will be getting into this game soon, you would think. Brush can now reclaim the advantage on this possession. 7:35 to go in the game. Barfus against Marquez gets a pick. Barfus left of the free throw line. Back out to Wrights. Wrights left corner. Barfus takes the 3. Good. Tighter. Barfus nails the 3 in the corner. 60-58. Favor of Brush. 7:19 to go. Ortega bounce pass back out to Sarinana. On the outside left to Marquez. Marquez dribbles into the lane. Right wing. Ortega wide open 3. Good! Jacob Ortega drills the triple. Fort Morgan is back in the lead. 7:05 to go in the game. Fort Morgan 61, Brush 60. Link against Beltran on the high right. Link on the right baseline. Double team looking. Kicks it down low. And then Wrights puts up a shot and in. Oh boy, it almost like a desperation hook. But he scores. Brush in the lead. 62-61. 6:45 to go. Sarinana in the middle with the basketball. Back out to Beltran. Right side to Ortega. Gets a pick. Swings it left side to Sarinana. Now left corner. Ortega, another 3. That's going to be well short. But Ortega chases down the rebound. Then he banks, and he misses that one. Cardona banks, and it's off the bottom of the backboard. Cardona then has the shot blocked. Ball is loose. Marquez has it to Cardona. And then his shot is blocked out of bounds. There was a whistle before that. Mustangs grabbed around 4 rebounds. No, that's got to be against 1-and-1. That's got to be against Brush. Let's see. Keegan Link commits the foul. Boy, how many rebounds did the Mustangs grab there? Started with Ortega. Then it just kept going. Nick Norris is back in along with Caden Edson. 1-and-1 here for Fernando Marquez, who has 16 points in the game, 9 in the third. Timeout Brush. Brought to you by Greg Mullen at State Farm Insurance. 8:42-45-55. 6:25 to go in the game. Doesn't get a lot better than this. The Bee Diggers went on a huge run in the second quarter after Fort Morgan led by 12. and Brush went up by double digits, and now they've gone back and forth. Here early in the fourth quarter, this will be the front end of a 1-1 8-team foul against Brush, and Fernando Marquez, a sophomore, will be on the stripe for Fort Morgan. Tyler Barfus is the leading scorer in the game. He's got 19 for Brush. Mustangs have been pretty well balanced in this game. We mentioned Marquez with 16. Norris has 12. Nick Beltran has 10. Fajardo has 7 in the game. Jacob Ortega did not score in the first quarter, just hit a 3. He's only got 4 points in the game. Besides Barfus's 19 points, Shane Wrights has 12. Jeremiah Donez with 11. Donez, Hinojos, Link, Barfus, and Shane Wrights for Brush. Ortega, Norris, Edson, Marquez, and Beltran for Fort Morgan. Fernando Marquez is at the stripe. He can tie the game if he makes the front end of the 1-1. His free throws up and good. And the game is tied at 62. Marquez has 17. Second free throw is up. And that's around and good. Well, Fort Morgan back on top, 63-62. 6:22 remaining in Brush. Here is Donez, outside left all the way, scoops it up, and there's a tie-up. He was tied up. Possession arrow Brush. He got tied up there by Marquez before he made the shot. So it stays with Brush. And Link to throw it in. He's looking for a cutter again. Mustangs have to cut off the cutter. And this time, looks like they will. There's the lob into Hinojos. Hinojos with the basketball. On the high left, back out to Barfus. Barfus dribbles left baseline. He leans, he banks, and he misses, but a foul. I think Ortega got him on the floor. Are they going to say 2 or on the floor? No, it'll be Barfus. Ortega does commit his 4th. Again, Barfus with 19 points in the game, and his free throw is good. Now he's got 20. We're tied at 63. Sarinana checks in for Ortega. Second free throw is upcoming here for Tyler Barfus. That's up, and that's short. Nick Norris with a rebound. Tied at 63. Edson over to Marquez. Marquez leans, banks, misses. He gets the rebound. He banks and scores. Fernando Marquez trying to take this game over by himself. 65-63 Fort Morgan. 5:52 to go from Brush. Donez in the front court for the B-Diggers. Outside left to Barfus. Barfus behind the three-point line. Do we have a foul? Yep. Mustangs did foul. Marquez commits his first. 19th foul. Barfus back to the line. He can tie the game, but he's got to make the first to earn the second. 5:48 to go. AC Ice proudly supports local high school sports. AC Ice free throw is short. Rebound to Marquez. Marquez for Fort Morgan wants to run. Marquez into the lane. Lost control. The ball's loose on the floor. It's out of bounds off Marquez, and the Mustangs turn it over for the first time in the quarter and the 16th in the game. Length to throw it into the backcourt. The B-Diggers can take the lead with a 3. 5:34 remaining from Brush. Fort Morgan 65, Fort Morgan 63. Donez between his legs, gets a pick into the lane all the way. His shot is missed, but a foul on Norris. Nice move to the basket there by Donez. Norris commits his second. Well, Jeremiah is a great free throw shooter. I assume he'll make these and tie the game. With 5:28 remaining. Free throw by the senior is good. Fort Morgan 65, Brush 64. Second free throw upcoming for Jeremiah Donez. He bends, he shoots, and connects. Tied at 65. Edson with a basketball. Edson with a left-handed dribble. Hands it off to Beltran. Beltran at the top. Beltran hands it off to Marquez. Now to Sarinana. Sarinana all the way. Had the ball stripped out of bounds off his leg. Turnover, Fort Morgan. Brush gets it back. Great defensive play. Bee Diggers with only 10 turnovers in the game. The Mustangs with 17 unofficially. Approaching the 5-minute mark. Barfus all the way, lays it up short. Rebound to Sarinana, and then his pass is knocked out of bounds by Wrights into the Bee Digger bench. Fort Morgan basketball. What a game, 5:02 to go. Beltran to throw it in to the left of the Bee Digger bench. Feeds it over to Sarinana. He's got a 4-on-3. Now to Edson, left baseline. He leans, he hooks, misses. Rebound, Norris banks and scores. Nick Norris was right there in position. Norris with 14. He's also got 9 rebounds. Fort Morgan 67, Brush 65. 4:48 to go. Keegan Link into the lane. Keegan Link leans, puts it up around and no good. And Nick Norris grabs another rebound, unofficially his 10th. There's the outlet to Beltran. Beltran, left-handed dribble. Beltran pulls up from 10. Yes! Nick Beltran scores on the jumper. And the Mustangs now lead by 4. 69-65. 4:25 to go from Brush. Beltran now with 12. Donez the other way. Donez is going to go all the way. Hook it up and he missed, but he's fouled again. Strong move to the basket with the left hand. Nick Norris commits his 3rd. Back to the line is Donez. Fort Morgan takes a 30-second timeout. Up by 4 here in Brush. Wow. This is just intense. An intense game here. But Jeremiah Donez doing everything he can along with Tyler Barfus. Barfus has had a big game for Brush. He's missed 2 free throws, 2 critical free throws in the 4th. But he's got 20 points in the game. When play resumes, Jeremiah Donez, the senior guard, will step to the line for Brush. Whew, got to catch my breath. This is where I need somebody with me. Nice to have somebody with me here. All right, all the John Deere equipment for your operation is at 21st Century Equipment in Sterling and Fort Morgan. Thank goodness there's no basketball for a while. I don't know if I could take another one of these games. Oh, here is Donez to shoot 2 for Brush. And the free throw is good. Jeremiah now with 14 points in the game. Second free throw for the senior is up. And that's in and out. Nick Norris with another rebound. And then he lost the ball, and Hinojos picks it up and misses. And then the ball is taken over there by Seawald. They can tie it with a 3. In the left corner is Seawald. Seawald gets stripped by Beltran and out of bounds. It'll stay with Fort Morgan. He had stripped them, but the ball went out of bounds. 3 quarters scored, 4:07 to go. Inbounds pass to Hinojos behind the 3-point line. Feeds it left wing to Seawald against Beltran. Kicks it back out to Wrights. Now to Donez. Got to watch out for him. He's a major threat. Donez behind his back, behind the 3-point line on the left wing. Dribbles against Edson. Feeds it down low. Intercepted Marquez. Beltran ahead of the field. Beltran's going to lay it up and in! Beltran now with 14. Marquez takes advantage of the turnover for the feed. It's a 71-66 lead for Fort Morgan. 3:37 to go from Brush. Barfus on the high left. Long 3, and that's short, but the rebound to Seawald. He hooks it up, and that's short, and Norris grabs the rebound for Fort Morgan. Outlet to Beltran. Long pass to Edson. Reverse layup up and in! Caden Edson off the assist from Beltran. Now the Mustangs lead by 7. 73-66. 3:14 to go in the game. Donez crossover dribble. Right corner for Wrights. Wrights into the lane. Hooks it up. There's a foul. I think Beltran held him. That should be his 3rd foul. Nope, they're going to say Sarinana instead. Not 1-2, but 1-1. This will be double bonus time. Shane Wrights to the line. He's got 12 points in the game. And his free throw is good. Fort Morgan 73, Brush 67. Second free throw upcoming. Here for Shane Wrights. This game is far from over. Second free throw's up, and that is in and out. Nick Norris grabs another rebound, his 12th. On the outlet to Edson. We now have an even 3 minutes to go. from Brush. Edson with a crossover dribble. Feeds it to Marquez. Marquez straight away to Sarinana. Sarinana maintains the dribble. Hands it off to Edson. Now here's Beltran on the high left. Beltran, jump pass down low, poked away, and Beltran gets it right back. Beltran in the lane, all the way, scoops it up and in! Beltran drove the middle of the lane and scored. Nick has got 6 in the quarter, 16 in the game. It's 75-67, 2:35 to go. Brush basketball. Barfus straight away against Marquez, wants to take the three, feeds it to Donez. Donez at the free throw line, backs it out, takes a long three, good! Jeremiah Donez keeps the Beat Diggers alive. 75-70 in the backcourt. Sarinana behind his back against Shane Wrights across the timeline. Sarinana left wing. Beltran is not going to take the three. He'll dribble. He'll hook it back out. Edson, three is way off, but Beltran is going to grab the rebound. He'll reset the offense. And timeout Fort Morgan. That's a critical rebound for Beltran as the Mustangs take a timeout, up 75-70 with 2:08 to go in the game. Wow. Let me breathe. Let them breathe. Let this crowd breathe. This was a double-digit lead for both teams at one point. Fort Morgan led by 7 moments ago, actually by 8, and then Jeremiah Donez just hit a big three. Nick Beltran has 6 of his 16 points in the quarter. Fernando Marquez leads Fort Morgan with 20. Nick Norris is a double-double. 14 points and 12 rebounds unofficially. The Beat Diggers need to mount a comeback here. It's Fort Morgan basketball. It's a 2-possession lead. Let's reset the lineup. Seawald, Wrights, Hinojos, Donez, and Tyler Barfus for Brush. Caden Edson for Fort Morgan. David Sarinana, Nick Norris, Fernando Marquez, and Nick Beltran. It'll be Mustang basketball on the offensive end to the left of the basket, and Beltran to throw it in. A lot of people standing here, including the student section. Beltran in the corner will lob it back out toward Marquez, and it's going to be intercepted by Wrights, and he lays it up and in. Oh, bad pass by Beltran. And it's now a 3-point Mustang lead, 75-72. Sarinana with 2 minutes to go on the outside right. Hands it off to Beltran. Beltran dribbles at the top. Beltran back out to Edson. Now to Sarinana. Sarinana feeds Beltran. Beltran dribbles by 2, and then he's fouled. Well, this is tough. This is the front end of a 1-and-1 now. That foul by Seawald is 4th. If Beltran misses, if he misses, then Brush can tie it with a 3. He has not attempted a free throw since the first game of the season against Valley. So he's 2 out of 3 for the line on the season. He was fouled on the three-pointer. He rarely takes free throws, but this is critical for him. He bends, he shoots, and he misses off to the left. Rebound to Norris. He banks, and it's partially blocked, and it's taken away by Hinojos. They can tie it with a 3. Straight away, Link, a minute 37 to go outside right. Ball is poked out of bounds. Marquez knocked it off of Barfus. Mustang basketball. The turnover for Brush is their 12th. Boy, you got to hit free throws down the stretch. And again, Beltran not used to being at the line. Clanked it off the left side of the rim. But it's Fort Morgan basketball with 97 seconds to go. 75-72 in Brush. Whoever loses this game, it's going to be a hard luck loss for them. We are approaching 9 o'clock, just shy of 9 o'clock in the Mountain Time Zone. You are listening to Morgan County's B106. This is KPRB, Brush, Fort Morgan. I'm John Beltran from Brush High School. This is a classic basketball game. The Mustangs lead 75-72. Classic because, first of all, you have the school separated by 10 miles. It is jam-packed in this gym. At one point, it looked like Brush was going to pull away. The Mustangs got off to an incredible start. Fort Morgan has mounted a huge rally. And they've got the basketball up by just one possession. And Caden Edson will throw it in along the side in the backcourt to the right of the scorers table. Edson gets it into Nick Beltran. Beltran met by Keegan Link at midcourt between his legs. Beltran at the top. Kicks it back out to Marquez. Right baseline to Edson. Now to Ortega. Ortega over to Edson. 1:23 to go. Marquez into the lane. Jump pass to Norris. He banks and he misses. Norris with a rebound. Had it partially blocked, but he's fouled. Oh, he's fouled. Norris to the line. That's a big foul call against Hinojo, his second. Nick Norris needs to make one for a two-possession lead with 1:17 to go. Again, free throws so critical. Can Norris make at least one? He does make that one. Fort Morgan 76, Brush 72. Now you got to play some defense. If you're Morgan, Brush just needs a bucket. They don't need a three. Second free throw is good by Nick Norris, 77-72. Speed Diggers need a bucket right now. Here's Keegan Link with 1:12 to go at midcourt, met by Beltran. He spins to the free throw line. Right corner for Wrights. Right of the free throw line. Bounce pass back out to Barfus. Down low, kicked by Beltran out of bounds. 1:05 to go in the game. And to throw it in will be Keegan Link again. He's going to look for a cutter. Link still looking. Still looking. Bounce pass to Hinojo's. Hinojo's inside to Wrights, and he banks, and he misses. And Nick Norris grabs another rebound, but he's stripped. And here is Wrights, or Link traveled. Link did travel. Boy, that's a big traveling violation. 57 seconds to go in the backcourt. Beltran to throw it in. Got to take care of the basketball. Feeds it to Edson. Edson, jump pass to Beltran. Beltran, left-handed dribble. He's got to watch out for behind. Beltran has it poked out of bounds by Hinojo's. He was not aware of Hinojo's behind him. That could have been a big careless mistake, but the Mustangs got away with it. 49 seconds to go. Front court in the corner. Marquez to throw it in. Marquez lobs it on the outside right for Norris. Norris back out to Ortega. Now to Beltran. Beltran fell down, nearly traveled, and throws it away. Intercepted by Wrights, nearly stolen by Beltran, and we got a whistle. Nick Beltran commits the foul. That's going to be his third. 2 free throws here for Wrights. You got to take care of the basketball, and Beltran did not there. He thought he was fouled earlier. Wrights can make this a one-possession game. 41 seconds to go. He's got to make 2. Shane Wrights with a free throw. That is up and in. 77-73. Again, far from over. Fort Morgan's had a shot to put it away, and they've been unable to do it. They had the ball with a 5-point lead, and Beltran committed the turnover. Second free throw is off to the left, and Ortega wrestles with Hinojo's for the rebound. Tie-up possession arrow, Fort Morgan. Boy, that arrow's pointing in the right direction for the Mustangs and the wrong one for Brush. 40 seconds to go. Beltran in the backcourt to throw it in. With a baseball pass towards Norris, and Norris tries to save it in. Another bad pass by Beltran. Brush takes over possession of the basketball. Here is Wrights all the way, and he's fouled as he drove to the basket. Now, I don't know what Nick's doing there. You got to take care of the ball. He threw a really bad pass. He might be taken out. Nope, Ortega's fouled out. Check that. He committed the foul. And no, he is out. Nope. Well, Beltran was going out, but Schoen is telling him, use your head. Coach Schoen is telling him, you got to use your head. Shane Wrights can make this a 2-point game. All he's got to do is hit one free throw, and it's a one-possession game. Free throw is up, and he left it short. He's got to make this one. Second free throw upcoming at 77-73. 33 seconds to go. Second free throw for the lefty Wrights is up, and that's off to the right. Sarinana grabs the rebound, still a 2-possession lead. Sarinana's fouled in the backcourt by Shane Wrights, and missed free throws are killing Brush. Now Sarinana to the line. For Wrights, that's only his first foul. Still plenty of time here, 30 seconds to go. Sarinana bends, shoots, and scores. He makes the free throw. David now has 5 in the game. Second free throw upcoming. And that one is up, and that one is off to the left. Norris grabs the rebound, banks, and he missed it, and the rebound controlled by Edson. He's going to kick it back out. What a smart play by Edson. No reason to go back up. No reason to go back up, and Edson just kicked it back out. It was fouled. That is as smart a play as I've seen in a while. He could have easily just laid it back. Well, not easily. There would have been a contested shot. The officials are discussing whether that was intentional. 2 free throws because they're already in the double bonus. If Edson makes 2, this would be a 3-possession game. Cesar Hinojos commits his 3rd foul. So Edson to the line. Edson bends, shoots, and he missed it badly off the back of the rim. That one left his hand rather uncomfortably. So it's going to be a 2-possession game no matter what. Again, Brush is still alive. 78-73. Second free throw coming up for Edson. He bends, he shoots, and he makes that one. 6-point game. Quickly, the other way, Keegan Link for Brush. Keegan Link on the outside right. Pulls up straight away 3. He back rimmed it. Nick Norris with his 16th rebound unofficially. He's fouled, and that might do it. That might do it. And I've only got 16. He might have 17 or 18 rebounds. And now Norris to the stripe. That might have been the last chance there for Brush. The Mustangs look like they're going to pull this off. The Bay Diggers are still alive if Norris misses both. Nick Norris at the line. He's got 16 points tonight. Free throw is way short. Barely got to the rim. Not over yet. Got to make the second one. This will be for a 7-point lead. If not, the Bee Diggers still have life. Norris spins, bends, shoots, and misses to the left. And the ball's rebounded by Sonny Nana. Sonny Nana's fouled. Oh, man. The ball was kicked around. Brush could not control it. Link commits the foul. And he's fouled out. Keegan Link is fouled out. Sonny Nana to the line. He will shoot a deuce with 12 seconds to go. Oh, if Sadinana can make one, but it's still not over. You got to make one. You're not going to come back from 3 possessions down with 12 seconds to go. Sadinana misses. Unbelievable. Fort Morgan cannot put it away. In this quarter, they missed 6 free throws. Second free throw for Sadinana. You got to make this to clinch it. He spins, he bends, he shoots, he connects. That should do it. 80-73. Donez with 10, with 9 on the outside left. Long 3 is short. Rebound, Fernando Marquez. And the Fort Morgan Mustangs have come into Brush and rallied from a double-digit deficit and defeated the Brush Bee Diggers 80-73. All right. Time to take a break here. We'll have a recap of this game coming up in 2 minutes. Fort Morgan defeats Brush 80-73 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. I'm John Beltran back at Brush High School, where the Fort Morgan Mustangs have defeated the Brush Bee Diggers 80-73. The Mustang postgame show brought to you by Morgan Community College, there to make your dreams become a reality. For both traditional and non-traditional students, check them out at morgancc.edu. 21-16 was the Fort Morgan lead after one. In fact, they led 17-5, but then the Bee Diggers put on a clinic in the second quarter. A 25-10 run. They led 41-31 at the break. And then Fort Morgan outscored Brush 27-16 in the third quarter, 22-16 in the fourth. And they come away with the 80-73 victory, improving to 4-2 on the season. Brush falls to 2-5. But the Bee Diggers certainly had their chances in this game. The visiting Mustangs were led by Fernando Marquez with 20 points, 16 from Nick Norris and Nick Beltran. Caden Edson with 9, 7 for Braden Fajardo. David Sadinana with 6, and Jacob Ortega with 4. Tyler Barfus led Brush with 20 points, 17 for Jeremiah Donez and 16 for Shane Wrights. Next up, they had Cesar Hinojos with 7, 6 for Keegan Link, Alfonso Salcedo with 4, and Luke Seawald with 3. 21 turnovers for Fort Morgan, 13 for Brush. They got away with it with all those turnovers, but where the Mustangs were really good was on the boards, unofficially 23 rebounds for Brush, 10 of those by Alfonso Salcedo, while the Mustangs in the game had 35 rebounds, 16 of those from Nick Norris, so they made up for the turnovers with some very good rebounding. Now, the free throw shooting was pretty atrocious on both sides. The Bead Diggers, 14 out of 26, so they were a shade over 50%, as was Fort Morgan, I should say, at 15 out of 27. Next up for the Mustangs, they'll play on Tuesday, January 4th, make it Saturday, January 4th, 2 weeks from today in Erie against the Tigers. We'll have the girls' game at 5:30 and the boys' game at 7 o'clock on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. As for the Bead Diggers, they will play their next game in the new gym. You got to check out that gymnasium. That's almost Division I level here in Brush. And that'll be on Tuesday, January the 14th when they play their next game. But actually, that'll be at University High School in Greeley. Their next game here in Brush will be on Friday, January 17th. I'll have that game for you on 1010 KSIR as well as KSIR.com. So quite the ball game tonight. 2 games tonight here in Brush. The Brush girls defeat Fort Morgan 77-58. And the Fort Morgan boys defeat Brush 80-73. And you heard it all right here on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.